Okay.
Okay, so
Right. Okay. Thank
getting
you.
back. Okay, getting back to why Excel is needed to us. It will basically help us in standing out in our job interviews. First thing, because this is one of the most important skills which is needed, which is a default skill which is needed by every employer these days. It will help us to work smarter and not harder. So basically we tend to use a mouse a lot, and we tend to use arrow keys and stuff to navigate here and there. But with the help of Excel, we will we will leave that leave that dependency on using a mouse, and then working directly with your laptop keys, which will help us work faster and work smarter. And this will also help us organize our things. This is not only used for our professional life but also our personal lives. Now, how do we use this in our personal life? So before we go there, let's have a tiebreaker or icebreaker thing with us. Can you tell me, in our day-to-day scenario, ma'am, can you please shut the door? Thank you. In our day-to-day scenario, where do we use Excel? So maybe the online participants, you can just unmute and just tell, and then we can go with the offline participants. So online, I'm listening. Can you please tell me, where do we use Excel? Like professionally, I know that we use for a lot of purpose. Can you tell me, in personal life also, where could we use the Excel?
Maybe financial planning for the month.
Srinivas, can you please come closer to the mic and tell?
So I was saying like planning the financials for the month, expenses.
I'm sorry, cannot hear you. Can you please be a little loud?
I was saying that in the personal space, maybe planning of financials for a month,
Okay,
so
you're
we
telling
can
that this is used for the planning purpose.
separate details.
Planning, planning a trip.
Financials, expenses and spends in a month. Financials.
Can you please write out in the chat? Okay, others, do you have any answers where could we use Excel? Okay. Uh, Here, where could we use Excel apart from, in the working, apart from our professional lives?
Yeah, I think we can use that Excel in our like no in our spending, day-to-day spending, so that we can keep a record.
Correct. Yes. Anyone here? Okay, so let me give you some ideas where we can use Excel. Excel we can use for our monthly budget. So whatever you spend on a on a daily basis, you just record everything, record all those transactions and stuff. You can record those stuff in Excel. As one of them mentioned, that to plan investments, if you're investing your money somewhere, suppose you're investing in mutual funds or SIPs or in the stock market, or maybe in the fixed deposit or something, you can record all those entries wherever you're spending your money into an Excel sheet, and this will help you better see how much is your monthly spends. As Ankita has mentioned, that you can do it for planning your grocery list, monthly grocery list, whatever you get on a monthly basis, you can record those in Excel, and then you can refer back to the previous months and see how much you have purchased last month and how much you have spent last month. So these you can keep a track of all these things. Also you can keep a track of your weight, your
Hello, I am
meals.
trying to join the meeting from my mobile, but I'm not able to.
Yeah, so if you're joining through your mobile, can you
See?
please come
Yeah, it is
closer to your
coming
headphones
up
and
to
speak?
the capture. After putting this right click to the capture, then it is going outside.
Mr. Srinivas, I am unable to
Yeah, okay,
hear
I
you
will. I will
properly.
do.
Can
I
you
will
please
do.
join through a laptop?
One second.
Okay, so these are all our real life ideas where we use Excel, and by end of this course, you will be able to build those, your plan sheets and the list in your Excel. So it's also used in our professional life and also in our personal life. In professional, obviously, we use Excel for getting, doing a different types of data analysis. You get you have a very raw data, you want to convert and get them into a small structured data and get information out of it. So I will let me speak for like 10-15 minutes more, and then I will show you a small demo on how we convert a large amount of data into small and get details out of it. Okay, so these are all places where we use Excel. And if I proceed further, let's have little more information on how Excel sheet looks like. So what I'll do is I will share my screen. Okay.
Yeah. So, what you want me to do? So, yeah. Register and join me and వస్తుంది కదా అక్కడ
Okay. You guys are able to see my screen, right? Okay. Now, what is Excel sheet? Basically, it is a notebook which contains rows and columns. So these are all called rows, and these are all called rows, which are in your horizontal, and the ones which are on the top is called columns. Now, Excel is, imagine this is a notebook which is all made of boxes. You have all the boxes, and these boxes are basically called cells. And in the cells, you can write anything. You can write your name, or like you can write the name, or you can write your phone numbers, your email ID. Basically, you can write anything in this. Whatever, it's like how you use your Word document. You can write anything basically. How you use your notebook, you write anything in the notebook, right? You can write anything in this notebook. And this is just not for writing information or storing information, but in this, what we do is we store a lot of information, and then we analyze the data, we can sort, we can calculate, and then we can come up with a beautiful result. And that beautiful result can be in terms of dashboards. Now, dashboards are something which we make out of this raw data. And dashboards are also made in Power BI, using SQL. It's also made in Tableau, ClickSense. There are so many tools for dashboard, but the major trending tools which we use for dashboarding is Excel, Power BI, and Tableau currently. So this all can be done with the help of Excel. So basically, in order to go into dashboard stuff, you need to know what is the basic and the advanced Excel, and then only you can relate all these terms and create a dashboard. So this is a basic step to proceed further in your reporting and analytics profile or reporting and analytics career. Okay, so the most important things what we the three main important things what we use in Excel is storing information. Okay, now storing information can be your names, your dates, your sales. For example, um let's take a company which produces cars. Okay, for example, let's take Hyundai. Okay, Hyundai, we have cars, right? Kona, Varna, all these cars, all are the Hyundai cars. So how they will use Excel? So they will use Excel to maintain their inventory data. By inventory data, how much stock is there, how much stock, how much raw material we have. They will store all this information in Excel sheets, and this will help them understand how many cars they can make. So different parts will be there, and all these different parts will be assembled together, and a car is made, right? So all these different parts are basically the raw materials used for making a car. So what they will do, they will maintain all these records, and basically it is called storing information. They will store all this information that I have this many parts left, I have this many mirror pieces left, I have these many steering pieces left, and they will store all this information. This so that is called maintaining inventory data. Similarly, sales data, how much sales happened in the month of January, how much sales it happened in February, and then suddenly, if Dasera comes, during Dasera, people usually take a lot of vehicles, right? The sales will increase in Dasera. That's how they will record all the sales, and they will analyze how the sales will increase during festivals, and during major festivals where there is more offer. That time the sales will increase. All the sales graph will be maintained in an Excel, and they will see how the sales will how sales are increasing, and they will plan the similar type of analysis for the next year. This will act as a strategy for them to do the sales for the next year. So all these things are happening first only when we have data. So that is called storing the data. So storing is the most integral part in Excel. The first part in Excel is to get data from somewhere. That data is coming with the help of information. For example, we yes, ma'am. Yeah. Okay. So basic thing is storing the data. Once you have data, then you can proceed on working with another stuff, right? So this is called storing information. Now storing information can be done by any ways. Like for example, if you purchase anything on Amazon, right? You write a review, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star. So all this data is being stored somewhere in a server, and we can download that data from the server. I mean, the person who has put a product on a website will download the data from the server and see what are the reviews by rating. So 1 star rating, I got these many reviews. So all these things can be downloaded in Excel, and then he will do analysis on what went wrong. Some people will say the quality of the product is not good. Some people will say the product is working only for 6 months, and then it is not working anymore. So they will take those reviews. So basically, you are storing information somewhere, you're downloading and getting into Excel. So that thing is called storing the data. After storing the data, what we do is we do calculations, or what we do is called calculations. Now, calculations is by getting the data in hand, you will do certain calculations, and you will see what is the you perform certain calculations. For example, uh, sales. When the sales happen every month, you you get that data and you perform some calculations. What is the profit margin? How much margin you're getting on a product, how many reviews you're getting for the product. Is it working well in the market or not? Is it in comparison with your manufacturing, your sales are higher or lesser? Is it stock something which is remaining back in the inventory? Do we have any defects in the product? All these things you will do with the help of calculations, right? You do plus or minus with the data. How much sold, how much is manufactured versus how much is sold. So those things are called calculations. So you perform multiple calculations after you get the data, and that is called calculating part. And the last part is called analyzing part. With the help of this calculations, you will analyze if your profits are going up every time, or are you a loss making company, or what is happening with your product. You will get overall view of your product with the help of analyzing the data. So these are the three most important things when we use Excel. So first is storing the data, second is calculating the data, third is analyzing the data. Now this Excel is, as we currently discussed Excel being used in multiple places in our personal life. In professional, you also we use at multiple places. That can be basically our schools and colleges, hospitals. Now in schools and colleges, we use Excel for recording students' attendance. We were using attendance register earlier, but now everything is automated. So you put a fingerprint, automatically your data gets recorded in a server, and then that will come back to Excel for analysis purpose. Basically, students' attendance, we do it right. If it is more than 75%, the person is above average, or if it is less than 75%, we get a message or a call to our parents ki, you know what, your son's or daughter's attendance is less than 70%, he's not coming to school. So apart from this, we use this in schools and colleges, we use for recording marks of the students. Now if I go to school and ask in 2010 I how much marks I scored in math subjects, they will be able to retrieve the data. Why? Because this data is being stored in Excel sheet. You can use your data, you can record your historical data there. So everything will be recorded there and stored there. And with the help of this, schools will track their past percentages. When we get to see on the banners, they will say, 100% results. How do they get to know that number is 100%? By doing the analysis. They store the data, they store the marks of the students, they do calculations on it, and then they analyze and they tell ki, 90% of the school has passed, 100% of the students have passed, 15 students have got more than, I mean, 15 students have got 100 out of 100 marks. How are they getting to know? Because they are calculating this data, they're storing the data, calculating in, analyzing in, and then giving us the final picture. Now, if you want to deep dive how much data, how many students got 100% result, and in that, in which subject they got more marks and less marks, that everything can be done with the help of the Excel sheet. So that's why it is used in schools and colleges. In hospitals, it is used for recording patients' data. We go back to so we go once to the hospital, we register ourselves, right? One-time registration fee they take with us, and then they record all our information, whatever you spoke to doctor, whatever tablets we have, the doctors have recommended you, all this data. Even after 10 years, you go to hospital, to the same hospital, they will have the they will have the data recorded there. And with the help of that data, they can see your medical history and they can give you the proper tablets. Even if you don't remember, the Excel will remember. So all this data is recorded somewhere, and then this is used for analyzing. At the end of the result, they analyze this data with the help of your historical information. So similarly, the Excel sheets are used in shops and businesses to maintain the inventory data, sales data. The the lawyers use this Excel sheet to record their cases. Now, if they want to know when is their next case or next hearing, where will they record? They will have to record it somewhere. No, they have to remember. They deal with hundreds and thousands of cases. You don't know tomorrow which case hearing is there. And so you store this information somewhere. The moment you put the case number, you will get all history, that this case belongs to this person and this was the story of the case, because you don't remember what you fought for like 3 months earlier. So lawyers use this data, event planners use, like wedding planners, they use this data to maintain a checklist of how much food, how many curries are there, how many starters are there, and then they can refer back to the same sheet. Similarly, we use in corporate offices. In corporate offices, we use it. So in corporate offices, you know that we have so many teams. We have HR team, we have a client serving team who directly works with client. We have IT department team. We have so many teams, right? All these teams uses data, uses this information of, suppose IT team, how many laptops were distributed, how many computers were distributed, how many mouses were distributed, equipment, all these things, they record it. After they record it, they will show this inventory data to the leadership, and they will say that this much of money is spent on laptops and all, laptops, computers, stationery. And HR will record all this data, like employee information data. What is the basic salary of the person? What is the date of joining? When is the last working day? What is their phone number, address? All these details are recorded somewhere. So all these details are predominantly recorded in a software, in a server, and that when they want to do any analysis on that, they will download it from the server and they will use Excel. So let me give you a short demo on this. Okay. So what I'll do is I will get some data and I'll explain you what is that data. For example, this is a HR data, okay? HR is human resources, okay? Now in this data, if you see this data properly, this data has an employee number, it has a name, employee ID. Employee ID is like how students will have roll numbers and all like that. They will also have a employee ID. They have hire date. Hire date is basically when they got hired. Okay. And then there is something called rehire date. Let me explain you. Rehire date is you got hired. Okay. You got hired in on one day and then you left that company. Again, you got hired after 1 year. Again, you joined back the same company. So that is the rehire date. Annual salary, right? Salary. So this is the annual salary. And then there is a grouping of salary if it is less than 10 lakhs or more than 10 lakhs. What is the currency? What is the gender of the person? uh, what is the date of birth, what is the age grouping. All these are information of the, so they have location, they have cost center, employee group. These are all employee data to whom they report, what is the reporting manager email ID. Okay. Now from this data, so this is a raw data. Okay. Now from this data, I want to know how many people are reporting to one particular manager. Okay. For example, Umesh Pathak. How many people are reporting to Umesh Pathak? I want to know. Okay. Now, how can I, check how many people are reporting to Umesh Pathak? So one way of checking is you check each and every line. So Umesh Pathak, 1, and then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, if you go doing in the manual way, do you think you will give me the correct answer? There can be a mistake, right? Here, 5 times Umesh Pathak, 4 times Umesh Pathak is there. Maybe if I read 5 times, it will be a problem to me. I mean, this information is important to me. Suppose your manager messages you, hey, can you give me the details of person who reports to Umesh Pathak? If you give like this, and if you say, if you instead of 10, if you say 11 people, it will be a problem, right? How will you know? How will be the easy way to do it? True, true
You
filters.
can
Okay,
use that pivot table.
okay, pivot table. Okay, let me put a filter. Now I put a filter. Sorry, I put a filter and then I will select Umesh Pathak. Now you see, Umesh Pathak has 283 people. Now in this 283 people, I want to know how many are male, how many are females employees in this. Then I will have to go back here and then I will have to go to gender option and then I have to select how many females are there. So there are 7. Okay, 1 second. Under Umesh, there are 70. And then how many male employees are there? So 283 minus 70 will be the leftover, 213. So even without filter, we can do this through a pivot table. So let me do that and show you. So what I'll do is, so this is a big data. I want to know how many people are there under Umesh. So what I will do, I will just create a pivot table out of this. Okay. And then what I will do, I will say reporting manager. Let me just do, I'll do some settings, which I will explain you when we come to the pivot table section. I'm just showing you for the sake of demonstration. Reporting manager. And then what I want, employee name. I want their salary. So basically I want to know how many people report to Umesh. So if I come here and select Umesh, so Umesh, these many people refer to Umesh. So before we come to the people, let me just put the count. Okay, let's put a count. Location. I'll just remove this. Okay, we wanted to see by gender, right? Let's put gender. Okay. So this is what we found out, right? We just checked in the Excel. We saw female employees are 70, male employees are 213 under Umesh Pathak. Okay. So what we were trying to do was something which was manual. Now we got all this information within seconds, right? And then if you want to know more in the sense you want to see by location. So I'll put a location like this. So you see, and then what I'll do is I'll put subtotals. You see, in Bangalore location, 24 people reports to Umesh. Out of 24, 3 people are female, 21 people are male. So understood what we did here? What we did is we have a raw data here. With the help of this raw data, what we did is we tried to see how many employees are there reporting to this manager called Umesh Pathak. And out of this, these many employees, how many are male, how many are female, we got to know. I wanted to know by location. By location, I got to know that these many are female, these many are male. Sorry, these many people are in Bangalore, Delhi, Kolkata, Mumbai, and these many, out of these, males are these many, females are these many. Similarly, you can check for any other manager. So did you understand what we did? We had a stored data. With the help of those stored data, we did some analysis and we cut down the information how much ever we want to see. Now, one more point. Now you want to see all details of the employees working with, working with this guy called Umesh. You just want only this person's detail. You can simply double click like this on the data and you see you have all the details. Like this, you can play around with it. Now you see out of my, there were like 1200 rows with me. Out of 1200 rows, I am only interested to see how much Umesh Pathak is having and what are the date count of data. I just got to know that data. So this is how we convert the big data into a small data and get a crisp information of it. Understood? So this is what we are going to deal with deal in Excel. So this is not it, but apart from this, we do a lot of stuff, a lot of formulas are there, a lot of calculations we do in Excel, and slowly we come to the dashboarding part. And we, at the end of this course, what we will do is we will learn how to create a dashboard. Okay, so let me, so this is one of the examples which I just wanted to show you. I will show you how our dashboard looks like. Okay. So, so this is how our dashboard looks like. So let me just remove filters. Okay. At the end of, so no, this stuff what we just did was a pivot table. With the help of pivot table, we can connect those pivot tables to charts, and then charts, with the help of charts, we create dashboards. Now, if you see, this is a dashboard. So this is what we are gonna do at the end of the session. We will help you create a dashboard, and then when you, since you guys are working professionals, most of you are working professionals, this will help you to enhance your Excel based skills, and you can also create good dashboards and show and present it to your leadership in your office. So this is how the dashboard looks like. So this is a profit analysis dashboard, which we did as a part of one of the practice sessions. So in this, basically you have certain filters. If you want to see your data by year, suppose I consider 2010, and in by year I want to see by any month, you click on that month, you see your data and charts are changing. And then you have it by category also. If you want to see by furniture, you can see how much sales has happened by, how, see, if you see the profits have got down by furniture. And then you see customer segregation. Here you can see how much profit and how much loss we have. So we have loss around 5,000. And if you scroll down, you see by each category how much it is, in which domain we got lots of losses. If you see office furnishings, we got profit. Okay. In chairs and chair mats, we got a loss of 886. But if you see in the tables, we incurred a lot of loss in tables. Now if you go a little up to deep dive the data, in which region do you see a lot of loss? In the north region, right? This is north. Can you see north is written here? In north region, there is a loss, maximum loss. So I can go to the manager info and I can see north, this person Neil is the manager. So I can go and check with Neil. Hey Neil, what happened? Why did our sales go down? Why did we got a lot of loss? You know, this is how we can, what we did, we have a visual data. With the help of this visual data, we try to get some more information by clicking multiple buttons here. We try to get actually where we got a lot of loss. Okay. And with the help of that, we understood the loss is, the more loss is in the north region and the loss has happened in the tables. So we will understand with Neil, why did the loss happen? And with that help of that, we can talk to Neil and we can prepare multiple strategies to know, to improve the sales and get more profits. Now, this is how the leadership also does. When they see the data, when they see the graphs, pictures, and all those things, they will see where they are not performing well, and they will try to concentrate more on that particular thing and prepare multiple strategies to overcome that. So this is just a profit analysis dashboard. Similarly, we have multiple dashboards of utilization, employee utilization, which employee is performing less, which employee is performing more. Say like sales employee. In sales department, where you see the performance is calculated by looking at who does the maximum sales, right? And they will also see who does the least scale sales. And the person who does the least sales, they will try to talk to him. What is the problem, sir? I see that with the help of the data, I can see that you're doing less number of sales from past 2-3 months. What is the problem? Are you having any personal problems? Are you not able to understand how to sell the product? Such strategies will be made, such sessions will happen with the employee, and that's how they will try to boost the employee performance. All these things can be done with the help of data. So first place, you need to have data. Second place, you need to calculate that data, perform some calculations in that. Third stage, you analyze the data and see where the problem is. And with the help of that problem, you can try to solve that problem by taking necessary steps. Okay.
Sorry to disturb. We are unable to see that dashboard. The screen has stuck with Umesh Pathak filter.
The screen is stuck with what?
Which you are saying, Umesh Pathak information.
Okay.
The table, pivot table. The screen has stuck in pivot table. We are unable to see that dashboard.
Okay. Can you see it now?
Yeah, no, it is
Can you?
visible. Yeah.
Okay. So you did not see the profit analysis dashboard. Okay.
Yes, yes,
So,
yes.
so what I was, so this is one of the dashboards which I was telling that we have created as a part of our practice session. So in this dashboard, if you see, we had this data, which is like completely full data. And we try to get some information, what happened in year 2010 and July month. And then we look at a furniture category, like how much, like just to see how the data looks like. So in this furniture category, I was telling that if you see a maximum number of loss has been made in north region. So this is by region, right? So in the north region, a maximum number of loss was booked. Now we wanted to understand where this loss came from. So when we see this loss has came from chairs and chair mat and tables. If you see office furnishing, there was a profit. So maximum loss was in tables. So we wanted to understand why was this loss made. So if you see, this belongs to a north region, right? So we can reach out to the north region manager, who is Neil, and we can try to talk to him, what made the loss so much, and we can discuss multiple strategies, and we can boost the sales of the north region in order to, you know come to a break even or come to a profit, come back to the profits. So that's what I was telling. So this is how the dashboard looks like. Now is it visible, and now are you clear with what I was trying to explain?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So so these are all called slicers, where we can filter the data however we want. So you see, I can filter the data only by, if I want to see only office furnishing data, I can filter the data only by office furnishing. If I want to see only chairs and chair mat data, I can filter the data only by chairs and chair mat data. So this is how the dashboard looks like.
Hello, your voice is not audible to me.
Okay, I think it got disconnected for a while. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was telling that this is all we train you guys in Excel from the basic until we come towards the end, which is making our dashboard. Okay, and for the benefit of everyone, I will just help you guys go through the content what we are gonna teach, and basis on this, you can understand where in which bucket you fall. Okay, so in order to come to this page, all you have to do is, so this I'm telling it for the benefit of everyone. So after you go back after this demo session today, go to this page called Excelytics, which is the institute name. The very first link you will have this. Open on this link, and then you have something called courses here. Go to Excel, introducing MS Excel. Click on the view course details. Okay. The moment you click on this view course detail, you get this curriculum basically. So I'll explain you what I'm gonna teach for this particular course. So in this course, since this is basically basic to advanced Excel, this course is curated for the people who are new to Excel and who have little idea about Excel, to help everyone understand. So for the person who is new to Excel will also learn this from the start, from the scratch. Okay. So understanding Excel, we will go with the introduction, like what is Excel, what is its history, what are different terminologies we use in Excel, like what is cell, what is row, what is column, what are sheets, what is a spreadsheet, and we have different versions of Excel. So what are the different versions, and which version is compatible with what version, and what are the different file formats we use for Excel, and how is the user interface of the Excel, basically the status bar, home bar, all these things, the ribbons, all those things we will discuss. And then we will start with the basic Excel, which will be cut, copy, paste. Then we slowly move to font group, alignment of the font, middle alignment, central alignment. What is wrap text? What is merging and unmerging of the cells? And then we go to the data types of Excel, like different types of data we have in data types we have in Excel, like text format, number format, general format, accounting format, different formats. We will slowly move down to conditional formatting, how we format the data in the Excel with the help of condition. Example is, format the highlight the cells who have more than 10% of 10% of the data. Like suppose in a list, who is top 10%, who is bottom 10%, who's the highest person, who's the lowest person. That is all we do with the help of formatting. Data bars, color scales, icon sets. So these data bars, color scales, and icon sets basically represent your data with the help of different colors. Okay, and then what is format as table, how we can how it is different from pivot table, what can we do in the format as table. Cell styles, what are the different cell styles, how to insert rows, columns with the help of shortcuts. Obviously this all we will use shortcut keys to do it. We will not use it manually, but everything will have a shortcut here. What are the fill options, how to move up, down, right, when to use calc, when to use shift, how to name a sheet, how to move or copy your sheet. And then we'll go little advanced in the Excel. By advanced, I mean how we use formulas in the Excel. We will start with the basic formulas. We will understand what is a formula, what are the arguments in the formula, what are optional arguments, what are mandatory arguments, what are the cell references, relative style, absolute styles, what is row freeze, what is column freeze. And then we'll start with basic functions, statistical functions. These are our basic functions. Okay, in Excel. And the more if and then where we use VLOOKUP and reference formulas, which are VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, index, match, direct, indirect, all this for. So basic, the most important skills when you know how to use a VLOOKUP, how to use index, how to use match. These three are the most, and also the logical functions, which is if and if and an or. So when you say that in Excel, uh, if conditions, HLOOKUP, index, match functions. If you know this, you're basically data analysis only in Excel. But outside, when you say data analysis, people are expecting you to know SQL. People are expecting you to know Power BI as well. So we have a course which we have a course which has SBI sorry, SQL and Power BI also. If you're for the whole data analysis, data analytics profile, then there is Power BI and SQL also. But for everything, Excel is the basic first step of the course. If you know Excel, if you're working and creating dashboards in Excel, then you can proceed with Power BI and SQL. So in order to go to Power BI, you need to have some knowledge of SQL, which will be a part of this, part of the analytics. So these are all the formulas which we use in Excel. And then first is storing the data. Second is calculating the data. Third is what? Analyzing the data. Analyzing of data will come with the help of report designing. So in the report designing, you insert shapes, pictures, spark lines are kind of it's kind of a chart setting, but not a chart. Spark lines, with the help of spark line, you can see the trend of your data. And then you have filter options in the like I just showed you a pivot table, right? In pivot table, we were filtering with the help of buttons, right? So those are called slicers, slicers and timelines. Timeline is something we saw Jan to December buttons, right? That is timelines. And then we have insert options like hyperlink, linking a file. All these are part of creating a dashboard only. Okay. And then you have header, footer, hyperlinks, and then calculating options, manual options, optional, manual and automatic calculations. We will explain you all these things. Basically, report printing technique, the layout of the report, how you want to set it, and with the help of basically data validation is something like this. If there is a 5-star rating in a survey, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in Amazon or Flipkart.
Your voice is
Can
breaking
you give
actually.
6 stars? No, right?
Hello.
No star. It's giving all these things we can do by validation. Basically, by now is it good? Actually, I did nothing. But I think there is some problem. Are you able to hear me now? Hello?
Yes, you're audible now.
Okay. So until where did you hear? Did you hear about the data validation topic?
No.
Okay. So what I was telling is, as a part, as I mentioned in the start, that for Excel, we need to first store the data. So storing the data and doing the formatting settings are a part of our first basic Excel. Calculating and performing calculations is part of our advanced Excel, where we use multiple formulas. I was mentioning that apart from these basic formulas of text, date and time, mathematical and statistical, we have some important formulas called logical and we lookup and references. So these are basically the most important topics in Excel. So when you tell people that I know Excel, they will obviously and think that you know lookup and references, which is VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, index, match. So that is automatically assumed. So this is one of the critical topics and the most used topics in Excel. So you have to be thorough when I teach about this VLOOKUP, I mean the references, lookup and references topic, and ask me as many questions as you want. So after we perform calculations, we do analyzing the data. So visualization also comes as a part of analyzing the data. So in this topic, we discussed about inserting pivot tables, inserting different pictures, shapes, different kinds of charts used in the in the dashboards, and how do you want to set your themes, document colors, layout, and printing of the dashboard. And then we have something called data validation, which is also one of the important topics. In data validation, basically, the meaning of data validation is validating the data. So based on certain conditions, we put data validation we use data validation in Excel. In this data validation, the data validation can be used on existing data or on creating or new data. So this we will, when we come to the data validation, I will explain you what it is. But just to give you a example, suppose we fill a lot of surveys, right? In survey, they will, like, suppose you have applied for a job interview and you get a survey to fill in your details. They ask you to give your phone number, okay, mobile number, and some people will write 91 and they will give their mobile number. Some people will write +91 and they give the mobile number, and some will write only direct mobile number, right? So we are getting multiple kinds of data. which will create a problem when the HR wants to, sort that data. So what they will do is, in the backend settings, they will say to put only 10 characters, which is they are not interested to put +91 or 91 in the first. Just give 10-digit mobile number. If anyone tries to write 11 digits, automatically an error will throw up, right? So that error can be thrown in Excel as well. We can do that thing in Excel as well. So that is something which we will learn in data validation. So we can, in data validation, we can limit the amount of data we want to be inputted in the system. So that is something which we will learn in the data validation thing. And data analysis and visualization, which I told, creating pivot tables, creating slicers, creating the timelines, integrating pivot table with the chart. The moment you click the button, the data will get changed. All these things we learn in the pivot table. And then we finally come to the charts. In charts, how many types of charts are there? Which chart to be used when? What are the chart designs? How we can use formulas in the chart? And then finally creating dashboards. Dashboard is basically combination of your pivot tables, combination of your charts, and combination of your text boxes. And when do you create the chart? When do you create the dashboard? Only if you have data. The data should be a calculated data. Raw data converted into calculations. Once you have the final data, oh, this is my final data, now I can do anything with this data, then only you start creating charts. Okay, so these are all a part which we will learn as a part of this course. If there is someone in this particular class who already knows this topic and wants to go with Power BI or SQL, we have different courses for them. So if you are here to learn, I mean, if you don't know these concepts, then you're good to proceed with this session. If you think that you already know this concept and I want to go a little more advanced, like if I want to create macros is basically automating your activities in Excel. So macro is basically whatever you create, like it takes 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes of time. You create with the help of one button. That is called VBA macros, which is an automation. And we have a separate course for VBA macros. Again, in order to learn VBA macros, you need to know what is basic Excel, basic and advanced part of this Excel. So this is the course curriculum, which we will teach by end of this course, end of this particular course, which you have enrolled for. So are you all good with the course content? And if you want to know more, like I know that it is a hasty decision for you to understand that this is what I want to learn, go to your home after the session or whenever you get free time today. And I think we have the course starting from Monday onwards, the first class from Monday onwards. So over this weekend, I want you to go through this particular curriculum and understand that if you know any of these topics or if you're new to this topic, understand and then prepare, and then I want you to join the course as per that thing. Okay. Yep. So before I end this session, as a part of this demonstration, from the online class, does anyone have any questions to ask?
No.
So we are good, right? You guys are good with what was shown in the demo, and what is the course curriculum? You're good with this, right? Good in the sense you understood what I tried to explain you guys, and you will go back home and you will understand what is the course, and then you will basically try attending from Monday onwards. Do you have any questions from the curriculum, from the course?
So will you provide all the notes or how it would be like the
Yes.
formulas and all? Yeah.
Yes. Thanks for asking that, Ankita. One moment. Let me share my screen. So So the moment you enroll and pay the course fee, you will be getting this SharePoint link, okay, share drive link. The link will be like this. You get Excel training package, okay. The moment you open this link, you have this multiple folders in this, and in this multiple folders we have something called Excel training. So if I open this, I think which is already open. Yeah, this is our Excel training. So 85, 80 to 85% of the time I will go through this sheet only for you to understand what we are going to teach. So we have everything here, from about Excel, user interface, the shortcut keys, data types, numbers, clipboard, format as table, all these things, whatever I just showed you in the content are there. All in the sense, not all. So as I told you, 75 to 80% of the things, whatever is there, all these concepts I will explain you in this. And the rest, which is not there in this, will be explained you in the different Excel sheet. So these all, you will be getting access to all these things. Plus, you will get access to the formulas which I was talking about in the advanced Excel. Let me just, it's not opening from here. Okay, we have it here already. One second. There is some problem with my file. Okay. The formula sheets, formula introduction, reference styles, and how the different formulas which we use in Excel. Uh, all these things are there here. Like if you see lookup, tables, data sets, charts, and all. And then you have some functions library. You have some Excel functions. We have a list of all the formulas all in one place. You will get access to this. Along with this, we have some test, assessment test. Apart from these, we have like 1, 2, 3, and 4 tests. Apart from this 4 tests, we will also give you some tests during the course also. Now, how those tests will be is like, as I told you, currently I am doing one weekend batch. So I'll show you how the test looks like. So I will send you these sheets and I will ask you to work on this sheet. Suppose this is the sheet. Now so in my other class, I started with the formula section. So formula section in the sense, now I am somewhere here in the formulas. Okay. And I taught them these formulas. So I gave them the Excel practice sessions. I gave the formula, I asked them to create the formula here, write the formula like this. Relative references, absolute references, row column references, mixed references. So like this practice sheets also, I will send you in order to you to practice. Though these sheets are not included in the package which I just showed you. This will be during the sessions when we take the sessions. So if you see here, there is 699 one test. 699 is the batch name, 683 batch name. You see, I gave test on different dates also. So like this, we will give you test to practice. Only if you practice. So Excel is basically whatever I teach you in the class, you will learn it. But after I end this session, if you don't practice, it's no use. Again, you will forget the concepts. So in order to keep that regular practice, we are giving you tests so that you practice. Even after this course is completed, you need to practice or else you will forget things. Practice is most important. And then we have, so basically the important things are this Excel training, the formulas, all the formulas in one. And then we have this dashboard examples shared in your Excel drive. And then we have some helper functions like images to input some images in the to put images in the dashboard. And then in important topics, we have more Excel related important topics, PDF, handy versions, which will be helpful for you to, like a handy thing, it will be helpful for you. So this is how it looks like. So we have curated this to keep in mind uh, what all things are important. So this is a quick learning document for you to understand how you can format and do a little stuff. All these things will be shared you once the course fee is paid. You will be getting a share drive link, and then you can download it in and save it to your locals. Okay. So these are the materials, Ankita, which I was talking about.
Yeah, got it. Yes.
So do you have any more questions from the online?
So one more thing, whatever assignment you'll give to us, so how like you'll look like whether I will do the practice, like if I'll get any doubts, then how it would be like you will get to
Yes.
clear the doubts or what?
Yeah. We can clear that doubt. We can clear that doubt the next day after the assignment. So
Okay.
we can either take 10 minutes in the start of the session or 10 minutes towards the end of the session and
Yeah.
talk about these topics, whatever doubts you guys have.
Okay.
Okay. So if you guys have no other questions, we will end this session today.
The session would be on Monday to Friday, right?
Yes, Monday to Friday, 9:30 to 11.
Okay.
All right. If you have any more questions about the session timings, admin related things, you can reach out to the admin of the institute. You can simply do Google search and get the mobile number. I hope you guys are all on the WhatsApp group as well. So any more questions, you can reach out to the admin team and they will help you with the queries. Okay. For now and for today, I will end this session. Hopefully we will see you back on Monday. All right.